when you come to Saudi Arabia, as you said, let me land first and see what you have. You will be in that situation, okay? Emergency all the time. There's no creativity, there is no focus. You are just, hitting everywhere. Like طبش in the water. You don't know how to swim, but you want to survive.
Yeah.
That's the mood, okay? And that's what make you fail. So the market intelligence is very precious and very important, to have. And what make it very, very hard for international company to come to Saudi Arabia is in Saudi Arabia, there's no access to intelligence for the market.
In whatever country you were operating in previously, I've had a lot of people come to me and just tell me that, okay, this is the economic activity I registered with in UAE. Find me the same activity to register in Saudi Arabia. That's not how it works.
Hello, everyone, and welcome for today's exclusive session. I'm Al-Batul Harthi. I lead marketing and partnerships at TASC Outsourcing in Saudi Arabia. And TASC, as you know, is a leading business and workforce solution provider in the GCC region. We regularly host this series of podcasts and webinars for business exploring the Saudi market or already operating within it. Make sure to visit our YouTube channel to watch the previous recordings and to visit our website, tascoutsourcing.com, tascoutsourcing.sa to learn more about what we do. Today's topic is about how to launch and scale your IT business within the Saudi market. We've brought together an incredible lineup of industry experts who will walk you through everything you need to know to set up and grow your business in Saudi Arabia. Before we dive in, I would like to take a moment to thank you for joining us today and to introduce our guests. First up, we have Dr. Ahmed Salama, a seasoned founder and business builder with over 2 decades in experience in fintech, tourism, digital innovation across the Middle East. He's widely recognized for helping ventures scale from early stage to institutional growth. Currently, a partner and Middle East growth partners, Dr. Ahmed supports international companies entering the Saudi market while also mentoring local startups aiming to expand globally. Formerly the general manager at the Jabbar MENA, he held 2 fund-backed offices and drove national expansion strategy that align with the Vision 2030. As an angel investor and multi-co-founder, Dr. Ahmed actively backs early-stage ventures and advises founders on sales strategy, regulatory readiness, and go-to-market execution. He has also led an advice accelerator program across Saudi Arabia, helping startups build strong foundations for sustainable growth. Welcome, Dr. Ahmed.
Welcome, Al-Batul. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. Next, we have Aditya Bahget, a business setup consultant at TASC Outsourcing with a strong record of helping international and regional companies successfully establish and expand their operation in Saudi Arabia. Aditya deep expertise in local regulatory environment, licensing structure, and corporate compliance framework. Whether you are entering a tech startup or scaling an enterprise, Aditya offers step-by-step guidance on navigating Saudi legal landscape and aligning your setup strategy with the market demand. Welcome, Aditya, again to the podcast.
Thank you, Al-Batul. Pleasure to be here with you and Dr. Ahmed.
Thank you.
Thank you all. So I would like to start with you, Dr. Ahmed, and let's talk about the tech industry in Saudi Arabia. So with over $30 million investment just in the tech industry, my question is, what are the top area where IT businesses can tap into the pool of investment and drive innovation?
Thank you, Batul. My pleasure to be with you and Aditya. And I think, you are tapping in a very one of the major industries in Saudi Arabia. This industry is not only, helping to and affecting the 2030 vision in Saudi Arabia by digitalizing lots of industries like, education, health, and fintech and finance, but also to make it real impact on the growth and expansion of Saudi Arabia into the new era of the country. So, as you said, this is a very huge industry, and 30 billion for this industry itself. It's not a joke, and it's been affecting a lot of industries itself. But with this big impact, there is some area and some opportunity for new companies still to be having the right opportunity in Saudi Arabia, especially in the IT sector. One of this is the government tech or the GovTech area, where lots of government now with the transformational program, with the digital transformational program of Saudi Arabia, they need to have that support. They need to have how they can help citizens to go through a lots of formations or something like that, or also to help with the municipalities to track their progress in the different cities. All of that, with adaptation of Arabic language and the cultural of Saudi Arabia. This is one area, but the other area also we have, as I told you, before we start this, is the specific solutions for specific industries like logistics, like constructions, because there's a huge booming in all of these areas, but they need also the digitalization of these areas, okay, for constructions, especially, for the big projects and also small projects, all of them, they need that type of adaptation of the solution. The main criteria or the main idea here is not copy paste. Don't bring any global copy paste solution and bring it here to Saudi Arabia. Try to adapt, try to understand the market and the audience, and to bring something that can really be effective and impactful for the people working here. So this is the main opportunities right now in the market.
Great. And we'll talk more about the strategies, but just a follow-up question on the same question, Dr. Ahmed, what these specific gaps or emerging segments within the IT sector in Saudi Arabia you believe present the most viable entry for new players? And I'm talking here about the foreign investors in the coming, the short-term coming 5 years.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. And since we have this new vision in Saudi Arabia from 2016, there is a lots of improvement in a lots of area of the IT sector. But the main area right now is the trending and very demanding itself. It's the clouding and cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is very important in Saudi Arabia, and it's affecting each and every place of the government, of the private sector. All these places need to have this type of technology and the latest technology in the market, but still, as I told you, okay, it has to be adaptive to the culture of Saudi Arabia. So don't come and bring something that work in anywhere and assume that it will be working in Saudi Arabia. Once you have the right adaptation and the right impression of this product in Saudi Arabia, it will be having the right demand, of course.
Very insightful. Thank you, Dr. Ahmed.
Thank you.
I'll move to you, Aditya, and let's talk about the setup process, but the early stages when the companies want to choose the license and how the classification impact the process for choosing the license. And I'm just assuming so will be some license for software companies, IT software, some other license for hardware. So can you just walk us through the process or the requirements?
No, absolutely. Thank you, Albatul. So when it comes to the setup process, again, it depends from company to company. Just as Dr. Ahmed was saying, for Saudi Arabia as a market, you don't just take whatever solution you have somewhere else in the world and then bring it to Saudi Arabia. You adapt to the market. Similarly, when you adapt it to the market, you can't just look at what the playbook was in whatever country you were operating in previously. I've had a lot of people come to me and just tell me that, okay, this is the economic activity I registered with in UAE. Find me the same activity to register in Saudi Arabia. That's not how it works. So if it depends on whether you are, if you are a cloud computing company, then you may be eligible for the SEZ. If you're a hardware and software supplier, then you may require 2 separate licenses.
Just for clarity, SEZ is Special Economic Zone.
Special Economic Zone, absolutely. And then if you want to do hardware and software sales, the software sales may require a services license and the hardware sales may require a commercial license.
Yes.
And now both of these would come with different investment requirements. So there are various ways in which you can set up in the market. The exact way that would be best for you, depending on the investment requirements of the license or the products that you're looking to sell, that you would only know once you speak to someone who understands the local market. So my suggestion would be, make sure that you walk in with no preconceived notions, and then find a strategy that works for you from a business perspective and works for whatever expert you're talking to from a legal perspective. That's when you'll have a strategy that can work.
So exactly what you say, Saudi has its own playbook.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So can you just mention the top 3-5 mistakes or pitfalls when it comes to choosing the license for IT companies specifically?
Sure. So the first thing I've seen IT companies do is there's an element of grief. So unlike UAE, where you can only register 5 economic activities, Saudi Arabia lets you register as many economic activities as you want. There's no restriction. But as a result, companies say, let me sign up for everything. I don't provide cybersecurity services right now, but maybe 3 years down the line, I would like to provide cybersecurity services. The right answer to that thought process is, if you want to register it in 3 years' time, we can amend your license. It's not a problem. At that point, you'll be able to perform the activity. When you try and register it initially, even though you don't intend to provide it, then suddenly you have to register with the National Cybersecurity Authority. You have to get a license from them. That license process is not easy. It comes with its own requirements, its own bank guarantees. And then you start to wonder, why did I sign up for this? I don't intend to provide the service. So then they go back and then they amend the license to remove the activity. Similarly, they don't factor in the withholding tax requirements and say, no, this service I will provide from outside the country. This service I will provide from inside the country. You have to understand what the nuances are. Only then will you be able to do everything that you want to do.
Great. Thank you, Aditya. So, Dr. Ahmed, if we want to look from strategy perspective and how that will impact choosing the right license for the company. So what is the role that strategy play in this?
Exactly like what you said, okay? Because he came, he think, that I would like to have all these services one time, but he doesn't have the right strategy for that, okay? So what is the main product that you will start with in the market, okay? This is totally different from market to market. Maybe you are a software company, but you have multiple services that you can provide, okay? Don't come with all your services and license all your services one time. Okay, you have to have a go-to-market strategy. The go-to-market strategy will define what is the best product I can start with, okay, and how I can support it with different entry for other services, to make it sensible for the clients so they can understand, because it's different from market to market. What is the need for this market? So as you said, it's totally understandable, why people, fail on understanding what area I can sign up first, and then from this area I can go to the other area and other area, because it's all different from country to country, even from UAE to Saudi Arabia.
Great. Do you want to share any stories with,
So I think, one of the most incredible story, one of the clients, they wanted to come here to start programming for esport, okay? They have a lots of, they are coming from Russia, okay? And they are very advanced there. And now it's booming here, the esport area in Saudi Arabia, especially after the World Cup. So they came, they don't know from where to start, okay? They have the softwares for running these cyber stores where they can go there and play their games. And also they have programming, building new games for helping, to the specific needs for any, because they are now linked with the private sector. So any company, big company, they want to have their own game, they can build it up to them. So this is different service they can provide. And also they have academy to help, people, to learn how to program and a gaming. So all these services, okay, they want to come first, to the market, okay, and they don't know from where to go, because education, they have to go to Ministry of Education. If they want to build, programming software is typical services, so this is totally different license you have to have. If you want to open stores, there is municipality and spaces and area and where you can choose your stores. So they think, I don't know where to go. So the first thing, as you said, you have to talk to a local expert. They can help you with that. So that's why, we find for ourselves, the best service for them is to come with the education part, okay? How they can educate, because there is a lot of incentive from the government and from the Ministry of Education to teach and educate young people, to start to gaming. So they take these incentives and also sell their services. And from that, the backup from that, they have the right fund for the other services. So I think, this is story can tell you, if you go with the wrong service in the beginning, that will make, different way.
Great story. Thank you for sharing it with us. So, Aditya, I think this brings us to the next point about the scaling and expansion for companies within the region already. So, what are the key considerations? Because as you mentioned, Dr. Ahmed, many of the companies, they assume that Saudi as Dubai, for example, or any other country in the region. So, what are the key considerations for them?
Okay, so see, tech is a very, very different field in that there's a lot of services that you can provide from a global base.
Yes.
Right? So what a lot of companies tend to do is they look at Saudi Arabia as a sales office, and then they will hold the IP rights for the actual tech in whatever country they're operating out of. Now that is just not the right approach in Saudi. From a financial perspective, like what you're essentially doing is you're subjecting yourself to unnecessary withholding tax. So if I make a software sale sitting in the US and that software sale is for 100, the US entity will only receive 85. Whereas if you were to make the sale from the Saudi Arabian entity, it would receive the full 100. So there's a 15% withholding tax essentially, which you have to deposit with the government. Now, a lot of companies didn't realize this, and they went on operating, charging the full 100 and taking the full 100. And now the entities are receiving demand notices from ZATCA for transactions that were done in 2021, and companies are realizing that they don't have the funds to cover this at present. So you have to be very careful when it comes to the regulatory structure. Understand exactly what you can and can't do, because just because no one tells you that it can't be done today doesn't mean it can't be done. You have to be very, very careful about unknowingly violating laws.
Okay.
So it's something that I would urge companies to consider very, very carefully when they're considering how to structure the business.
You mentioned law. This is an important thing. I actually have two questions about that, because I think for IT businesses, of course, for any business want to operate in Saudi, they would need to comply with the business laws, regulations, and also labor law, Saudization, etc. But I think also for IT business, there is data protection laws.
Of course.
So this question for both of you, but we'll start with you, Aditya. So what are the requirements and for labor law compliance for IT, specifically IT companies, and the data protection law? What is it about, and how businesses ensure compliance with the regulations?
So I think we'll start with data protection, because it's much more relevant to IT companies specifically. But when it comes to data protection, in Saudi Arabia, you have the personal data protection law. Now that you must comply with as an entity. Then it depends on where your clients are. If your clients are based in Europe, they will have requirements that you comply with GDPR, right? If your clients are based in India, for example, you will need to comply with the Information Technology Act of India. So there is the internal compliance that you as an organization must have with Saudi Arabian law. And then if you're working with clients, then the client requirement becomes subjective, because wherever the entity that you're servicing is going to be based is going to affect the kind of policies that you're going to need to create. And Dr. Ahmed, sorry, if you have anything.
No, this is about the data protection. Of course, this is must to have, I think, But when it comes to labor and having the, can I talk about labor or? Yeah, of course, because I don't know if you want to cover everything. Yes, because I think it's. I think Batul is not about what is required from the government, as long as you want to have the best strategy and the best success in the market. Okay, forget about I cannot say forget about the law. You must comply with the law, but at least think about it strategically. Okay, why the government put all these laws? Okay, just only to make you away from this market or not to succeed. No, they have some wins, but also for your win, you have to think that this is a strategic move for me. Okay. This is the most important. I find it mostly in the IT companies. A lot of my friends, from India, from Pakistan, they have lots of great technology and great innovation and services. Okay. And they help and serve a lots of markets in America, in Europe, and they have been very succeed there. They came to Saudi Arabia, they fail. They don't know how to serve. And they ask me, Ahmed, okay, what we have to do? We have to open an office. Okay, you open an expensive office and you bring your best team from outside the country. And you see, there is always lots of expenses, but there is no any revenue. Okay. Because you have to introduce your product locally. Okay. You have to localize your products, your services. Okay. You cannot walk alone in the market of Saudi Arabia and just assume that everybody will understand you and we will accept you. Saudi Arabia is very socialized country, and the people, they are human at the end of the day. Okay. So they need somebody to understand the culture and understand all the risks and all the mitigation, so they can understand also where this will take them. Okay. I cannot rely on some people that maybe they come from outside the country and tell me what I can do with my technology, because the technology will be very sensitive subject. Okay. It's touches with the government, who touches with my clients, touches with my suppliers. So, on my finance, okay, all of that, I put it in hands of someone. He told me that I have the best technology, but he don't understand my context, my local context. I will be worried about that. Okay. So the biggest mistake that we do is come here to Saudi Arabia and just walk alone. They said, we have this alone. Okay. You have to bring some people, teach them, train them, and they will open door for you. Local people, very easy, to open door for networking. They can even, as I told you, the right accent in the meetings, it's make different. Okay. So if that's what's happening in Saudi Arabia, you have to adapt to that. Exactly. I think this is it.
I absolutely agree with you. And I come from background of localizing multinational company in the market, which is TASC. And we saw how this can bring, value, real value, and real communicating the brand well with the market.
Yeah.
How is this valuable to the...
So the clients will know that you are here to stay, okay? You are here for long term, okay?
And you show respect and understanding.
So it's not only about the law. With respect to the law, we have to comply with the law, but also it's strategically, it's very important and significantly important for you.
That's absolutely right, Dr. Ahmed. And what I want to ask you here is about the tech companies, the foreign tech companies who want to come to Saudi. How can they leverage the Vision 2030 opportunities in the long term?
Okay. This is very important, okay, because everything now run in Saudi Arabia here is has to be aligned with 2030, okay? This vision, make everything, very clear, and everybody can access it from online. And if you came here to do a business not aligned with this vision, okay, you will be out of the market very soon. So this is very interesting because it's not very complicated. All you have to do is to be aligned with regulation. you know, and you understand exactly, you know, what type of regulation that you have to fulfill with. The vision also, like, you know, the companies that come to Saudi Arabia, not to Riyadh. Because mainly, you know, they came to Riyadh, they think, you know, Saudi Arabia is only Riyadh, okay? You have to come to different cities, different needs, okay? Because we have a lots of different cultures, a lots of different markets, huge markets in different area of the country. And this is what will be more alignment with and also, as we said, that Saudization, localizing your products to the market, that will make it very easy, you know, to anybody look to your business and say that this company comes to stay.
Great. So I'm back to you, Aditya, on the question of labor law and Saudization for tech companies. What are the consideration they should align with?
So when it comes to, look, I mean, Saudization is fairly clear, right? You have to, overall as a company, you need to meet certain hiring requirements of local talent. And then based on certain job functions, for IT companies, for example, it's very relevant to know that 30% of your engineers need to be localized. Very simple. Similarly, there are other job functions which have localization requirements.
Yes.
Meet the localization requirements by department, then meet the localization requirements overall. Now, when it comes to your HR policies, you have to make sure that obviously you are compliant with Saudi Arabian labor law. But one frequent question I get from customers, especially customers based in Europe and the US, is can we exceed the stipulations of the labor law? What that means is that if Saudi labor law says that you have to give a minimum of 22 days paid leave per year. If they want to go 30, can they? Of course they can. If they want to go 15, can they? No, they can't. Because minimum is 22. So there is flexibility in terms of making sure that you can do what you're doing for your employees across the world.
Yes.
But the bare minimum is what is laid out in the labor law. So as long as you're willing to meet the minimum, you're free to design your HR policies as you see fit. But if you're not meeting the minimum, there's going to be trouble.
So I realized from what you said is that everything comes from the strategy. If the strategy is right, the company will run smoothly. Like the business setup process will be smooth. The scaling expansion within KSA will be smoother. Winning projects or working in a project also will be. But if just the strategy is right.
Listen, Batul, we are all human. Okay, all the businesses is made from human. Okay, so a human brain is made to be working in two different stages. Okay, there is a stage where you are very creative, where you are thinking stably, you know, and you are focused about your objectives, and there is fight and flight. Okay, so when you come to Saudi Arabia, as you said, you know, let me land first and see what you have. You will be in that situation. Okay, emergency all the time. There's no creativity. There is no focus. You are just, you know, hitting everywhere. You know, like tabish in the water. You know, you don't know how to swim, but you want to survive. That's the mood. Okay, and that's what make you fail. But you don't want to be in this situation. You want to come here. You want to be relaxed. You want to be understanding, see all the opportunities, all the doors, have overview, hyper.
And also, there is a point you mentioned pre-recording. It's about the companies thinking there's only this giga project, and if they don't have the chance to work on one of these giga mega projects like Rikidia, Neom, etc. So, khalas, they don't have an opportunity. They will look for
because they don't have the right knowledge. They're missing the right knowledge. They don't know. They don't come to the market, make the market research. Okay, where is the focus? Because everybody focus on these markets. Why they focus on these markets? Because it's the government made them because they spent a lot of money on the PR and public relation to have this knowledge about all the market they know about it. So it's not you alone. You have this interest, but there's a lots of projects and area. Nobody look at it, okay, because they didn't do PR. So why you don't look at these and go there and be the exclusive one, to provide your service?
How can foreign companies find out about these opportunities?
Yes, this is a very good question.
Yeah.
Okay, we are not London, we are not UK, we are not Saudi Arabia, so you cannot find anything, in the online, or ChatGPT will not help you with that. Okay, so you have to have a local people to support you from inside the market. Okay, so now if I am now we are helping one of the clients in the diamond industry. Okay, they want to come from UK to Saudi Arabia to support the diamond in the B2B sector. Okay, so if they sit in UK all maybe 100 years searching online about the diamond sector in Saudi Arabia, they will never find anything. You have to come to Saudi Arabia, you have to come to the market, you go to inside a Taiba gallery, you go to Al-Batha, you go to these stores, you ask people, they tell you, where is their offices, where they purchase B2B, this type of products. And then, you go to Jeddah and then you go to Dubai and ask there. You cannot find this market intelligence. So the market intelligence is very precious and very important, to have. And what make it very, very hard for international company to come to Saudi Arabia is in Saudi Arabia, there's no access to intelligence. For the market, so you have to have a specific
to be on the ground, and you have your networking. And
yes, and this is what we do in MEGP. In MEGP, we have our people on the ground. Okay, we have people in Riyadh, we have people in Jeddah, and we go in the market for specific sectors or specific services and products, and see about the competitors, about the style of doing the business, about the credit style for doing the business, what is the prices, where is the best way to go. For this diamond, okay, is it better to go to specific designers, or you go to factories? So the answer of these questions, you will never find it, online. And you will never find it in, very huge, big consultation firms.
Of course.
Because you need local people to go and give all these insights. And this is what we do. And this is what they need exactly, to frame and customize their go-to-market strategy when they come to Saudi Arabia.
And correct me if my understanding is wrong, but I think what you say is that the opportunities in the tech market, or in general in Saudi, it's not only about the government project, these giga projects. So there's also an opportunity within the private sector.
Of course.
And if I want to take example, and you can also add on this, so the fintech, for example, I think it's one of the tech sectors that growing so fast. And we have local players like STC and others. And
Tabi
Tamara, yeah. But STC now has the STC Bank as the first digital bank. So I think there is also opportunity for the foreign investors to join forces with the private local companies.
Of course.
For project.
Of course. And they bring, their technology very fast to Saudi Arabia, not by, having their own entity, from scratch, but for joint venture, for finding the right local partners in the market, so they can have the local partner. They have the know-how in the market, and they have the expansion in the market, and you have the technology, and you bring it all together. So this is how to compete in the market.
And then what Dr. Ahmad was saying about the giga projects being the primary attraction. You have to understand the giga projects are also like the most important projects to the Saudi government. If you have no track record of doing projects successfully, why will the Saudi government give you their most important projects to just test you out first? You have to come with a track record, then you can get these larger projects.
Yeah. So the tech market is not only for enterprises in Saudi, it's also for startups, small businesses.
And there's one thing also I didn't add it, in the, one of the most good consideration you have to put it in your mind when you come to Saudi Arabia is to take advantage of the incentives in the market. The government give a lot of incentive. They want company to come here and build in the market. So they give you a lot of incentive. There is Munsha'at, which is the authority for small and medium business enterprises. There is NTDB, which is National Technology Development Fund, I think, yes. They bring a lot of, they give you offices, they give you labor, they give you a lot of services. So the government would like to give you a lot of services and support if you would like to come here. And that will make a big difference sometime, in your financial statement.
now we have these projects happening, but they are all or most of them under construction. By 2030 onwards, they will be in operational state.
Yeah, of course.
Where the technology required to operate them will be different. And the demand will be different. And the investment in tech will be something else than like logistics. We have Expo in 2030 coming. And Expo will be all around sustainability and technology.
Of course.
A FIFA World Cup in 2034. So the opportunity, so I think it's dynamic market, the tech market in Saudi, and it's only going to grow and to expand. Like,
yeah, and don't forget, this is not the only projects in the market or events that will happen in Saudi Arabia, and then everything will stop, and let's find another market. No, it's not like that. Okay, once you have the Expo, once you have the World Cup in Saudi Arabia, there's a lot of things will be coming with that. Okay, when you talk about NEOM, about Red Sea Global, okay, there's a huge infrastructure building there. But it's not only for the project that this company will be building, but this is just the start. Okay, they open this giga projects, and around this giga project, there's lots of small and opportunities for private sector to enter the market and to see where they can tap onto the right opportunity. So there's a huge opportunity for everyone, not only for the big enterprises.
Yeah. I remember I was on Impact Forum that was hosted by Ministry of Culture, and there was a session from responsible of the application of Saudi to people event, and he said something. He said that Saudi is much bigger than just this event. It's, of course, it's a big event, but the world is lucky to have Saudi having or hosting this event. FIFA World Cup is just a milestone in our, map or in our...
And it will open the whole eyes, to all the cities, all the amazing cities we have in Saudi Arabia. We have like in Jeddah, in the southern region, we have Asir, we have in the eastern region, okay? Nobody knows about all of these opportunities are there, but all they are focusing in Riyadh. If you are right now in the right time and you can be smart enough and go to this area from now and build your name there and build your services there. When the World Cup comes to Saudi Arabia, people will find you already there. Okay, you already have your name, you already have your, yes. Yeah. So I think this is very important, to be considered.
Is another whole different topic.
Yeah, of course. And very amazing topics, because everybody now look at it, as still a dream, but it's not a dream. There's a lot of talking about it, behind the scenes, and lots of projects, will be starting, very soon to see it. Hopefully, very soon we will see Giddiya. Yeah. Opening, in the beginning of the next year, and you will see how smart there. Okay, what is the smart technology implemented in this project? Only this project.
What I notice is most of the technology, of course, not all of it, but fair amount of the technology that we have investors at in the entertainment sector, e-games like esports. Giddiya, which is an entertainment, like it's a place for, entertainment, and other also projects. Did you agree with this? Did you see it the same way in this?
Yeah, of course, because I think, it's very smart move, to start with entertainment, because entertainment will affect, all the other areas. And because when you have the right entertainment, okay, people would like to be coming to this area. And before that, you have to build the infrastructure. And when people are coming there, you are already have the impact on your tourism. Okay. And when people are already here, they need the hospitality, they need the food industry also to be there. And they need also, to be seeing, other places. So transportation has to be there also. So technology, telecommunication will be working there. Fintech will be working there because they want to spend money also. So all the area will be affected by having just the entertainment, working. So I think, this is a very smart move. I hope, it will be lead to where exactly or better than where we would like to
Inshallah.
Head. Inshallah.
Let's give the top 3 strategic considerations for foreign investors who's expanding the Saudi market.
Investors or founders? Or both?
So for both decision makers and maybe enterprise will expand.
Because the founders are investors, okay? They invest their time, they invest their efforts. So I think, in Saudi Arabia, as we said, don't copy paste your service, only service. Your service is great in London, in New York, in Dubai. It doesn't mean, it will be succeed in Saudi Arabia, as if you don't consider that you have this localization and adaptation of the Saudi context. This is the first thing, and we talked about it already. Yeah. The other thing is when you come to Saudi Arabia, the first consideration, okay, why you look at Riyadh, as a only city in Saudi Arabia. I know, I get it. It's the capital. It's where the government is, where the big investment and big clients are there. Okay, but you can distribute your team. Okay, you can put the main relationship or sales team in Riyadh, but other team, like operation, fulfillment, supporting team, put it in Jeddah or in Dammam. You cut your expenses, at least by 30%, as per the recent studies for that. This is the second thing. Okay, so there's a lots of areas, in Saudi Arabia, not considering, and also what you have said is depending on your client. If your client mainly in Jeddah or in Dammam, okay, if you are targeting the petrochemical supporting services or something like that, why you are in Riyadh? Okay, because not because we don't like Riyadh and the huge traffic in Riyadh.
We all of us.
But the traffic in Riyadh also is not that good, But at least Riyadh known for its a huge, high expensive city. So you don't have to make it, like this and put all your pressure or your financial pressure and cost of living.
It's higher than other cities where.
Yes. So don't put your pressure, your financial pressure, all because you would like to be in Riyadh. The third thing, I think, very importantly, you have to think about it is when you come to Saudi Arabia and put all your services here and building that, try to build it, as strategically where you would like to have your product. If you are aiming for huge projects for the government or something like that, don't start with small branch and tell me, I would like to apply for this tendering or something like that. It will not work. You need to have limited liability company or where you bring Saudi company with a local or joint venture. But if you would like, to hunt for clients for specific services, you can start with a branch. I think, this is very important to consider it before you come to Saudi Arabia, because that will make it very easy for you to find the right client, because you will not have, I believe, there's no one solution fit all. So you have to customize the solution as per as your appetite in the market.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any final word from you, Aditya? Advice?
I mean, I sound like a broken record at this point, but just put a lot of thought and effort into how you're going to do everything in Saudi before you choose to come to Saudi. Don't come here with the attitude of, let me just land on the ground and then I will figure it out. Because what ends up happening in that situation is that to take one step forward, you need to go 3 steps back, change something, adjust your company structure. It's much better to have a clear vision, clear understanding of how you're going to work, how you're going to fit into the local economy, what services you see as the primary offering in Saudi, and then structure it accordingly.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Ahmed.
Thank you,
Aditya. Thank you for watching us. And if you'd like to reach out to Dr. Ahmed or Aditya for consultation, please feel free to connect them or contact us on info@tascoutsourcing.com, and we will direct you for free consultation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Batul. Thank you, Aditya.
Thank you,